It's amazing how things work out in the National Football League. As we saw last year, Kenny Pickett, he was the starting quarterback coming off of a perfect preseason. 5 drives, 5 touchdowns for the Pittsburgh Steelers offense that began to immediately struggle. Pickett was on the struggle bus for quite a bit. Then he gets concussed. Then it's Trubisky time. He goes out there and he does not perform to snuff. And then it's Mason Rudolph time. And Mason Rudolph was the one who had the best season of any quarterback. And he wound up getting the Steelers in the playoffs. Starting a playoff game. His last game with the Pittsburgh Steelers was a playoff start. And then if you had told me as the Steelers got one and done last year that their quarterback room this summer would be Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, I'd be like, oh, okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
And that quarterback competition has resulted in Russell Wilson being named the starting quarterback. Glaze was the first to report it, and the Steelers have actually tweeted it out, which sets up perfectly our third-hour guest, Mike Tomlin, going to join us on the show. How about that? And here I thought I'd have to be coy to try and get an answer out of him, and it is now happening. It's Russell Wilson, okay. And for me, this is, I believe, what is he? Is he 36 years old now?
Yes, I believe that's
36 years old, the kid out of
he'll
Washington
be 36 in November.
NC State. He's 35 going in 36. It is team number 3 that will employ him as a starting quarterback in a week 1 as well. And this is it. A guy who was on his ascension to the Pro Football Hall of Fame with the way he started for the Seahawks. He didn't just get him to the playoffs. He got him to the playoffs in the second round, either thanks to the bye and won multiple games in the playoffs. The number of times he went into a playoff season and then won twice could fill up one hand. And then the let Russ cook just disintegrated. And the Broncos wound up sending a ransom in draft picks to the Seattle Seahawks, and then wound up,
what a trade,
and it wound up with him as the most expensive cut in football history, a ransom for the Broncos to pay, and dead money over 2 years. They're splitting it up, and the Steelers take him. And Kenny Pickett reacts in such a way that he winds up an Eagle. And Justin Fields is the backup for a draft choice in this upcoming year's draft, the 2025 draft. And it's Russ time against the Atlanta Falcons. Put it up on the screen for the way that the Pittsburgh Steelers season starts.
Fun opener.
And I only hope this goes well for him and our third-hour guest to start, because the way the Steelers season ends is a crucible, to say the least. 2 games in a row at Atlanta, and sure enough, look where Russ starts week 2 in Denver with a big old chip on his shoulder. Home for the Chargers, and then at Indianapolis. 3 out of the first 4 on the road. Home for Dallas. That's on a Sunday night. NBC will be there. At Vegas, and then they take on the 2 New York teams at home before a bye week. And then look at week 11. They've got their 2 games against Baltimore, 2 games against all of their division games are week 11 on.
It's nuts.
The schedule's so hard.
That schedule's really hard.
And the only games that aren't in division from week 11 on are at Philadelphia and home for Kansas City on Christmas on Netflix.
Well, at least they get like a little bit of a break from their tough.
That's a
Oh, wait a minute, they don't.
No break.
Jeez.
All gas.
No break.
No
in the
breaks.
schedule,
That's
man.
that
Black and gold. Here we go. And it's Russ. And it's
Black
Russ.
and gold. Here we go.
Yep.
And like I'm saying, that's the schedule that Russ needs to navigate successfully. Because if not, who's going to give him another shot for him to make the Hall of Fame? To be your week 1 starter and make the Hall.
I don't know.
And I can't wait to see it, because the weapons are there, man. That's Pickens. That's Najee. Jalen Warren, we're expecting to be healthy in time. You know? It's Russ.
That is a
Wow. And it all started with Russ showing everybody he meant business by taking a commercial flight from visiting the Giants to go to the Steelers and showing everybody just how committed he was by flying through Newark Airport commercial.
It was just
There it is, right there. There's a photograph. Russ in Newark Airport. And again, if you've ever been to Newark, you know.
Wow.
And you've got the financial wherewithal to just PJ it.
Yeah.
And you say, oh, no, I'll fly commercial through Newark, everybody.
good.
That is a lunch pail mentality.
Quick flight.
That
Newark,
I think Steeler fans will appreciate.
Not quick. If you go through
Out of a
Newark.
guy that supposedly does not have that lunch pail reputation.
Yeah,
that right there.
Hour and a half flight, Newark to Pittsburgh.
Oh, my God.
in an hour in Newark.
Yeah, in an hour and a half through security, and then there's the wait time on the ground.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Oh, and then, at least flying into Newark, you're also running the risk of your gate's not ready. Let's
Yeah.
just sit out there. Okay.
Didn't they redo Newark?
They could
They
redo
did.
it 20
I feel like
times.
it's
It's
getting
still at the
slagged on
bottom.
for no reason.
Hey,
That's
you
all.
know what? The Port Authority of New York and New
trying
Jersey
to
can
defend-
I
handle
think
it.
it
Trying
may
to
have just
defend.
gotten
Just
ranked.
like Russ can handle the pressure.
trying
He
to
showed it
defend
to you.
Newark here.
I'm going to fly through Newark. I'm going to go. I'm going to impress the Steelers. I'm going to be a week one starter. Go figure that. Now, that's a story to be told for the ages. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel.